Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Barb and welcome to another segment of Get Vulnerable with me. Guys, this is a really special episode or segment. I never know what to call it, you guys know that. But it's a really special one because it is the last one we're doing this year. 2024 is about to wrap up. Isn't that crazy? I feel like this year went so freaking fast. Just January feels like it was literally yesterday and December went by like this. I didn't really snap, can you hear it? But in all seriousness, guys, I feel like this time typically can be either really exciting or really challenging for some people. And at least speaking on my behalf, I feel like I definitely find it more challenging because I tend to reflect a lot on my year around this time. And I start questioning almost every single life choice I've made thus far. I start to remember my intentions I set out for this year, how much I've done to accomplish or get closer to my goals. And as much as I do want to be someone who is really proud of myself and learns to show myself grace and know that I did the best I can all year to accomplish my goals, because not always do things go as we expect. Life can be very unpredictable and sometimes things don't go our way, and it can be really difficult at times to deal with that. But as much as I want to be that person who can typically, just acknowledge they did the best they could, even though that is the advice I give every single person. If you know, one of the main things I always say, especially when I'm teaching, is just acknowledging that we are always doing the best we can at any given time with the tools, resources that we have at that given moment. And sometimes I feel like I'm really good at taking my own advice, and other times, especially times like this where I do a lot of introspection, I am totally not, and it's really challenging. So I feel like I become this person that instead of doing that, I let the judge in my head speak volumes. I tend to start focusing on how far I have left rather than how far I've come, how much longer the path is to whatever it is I'm seeking rather than how far along I've come on my path to this point. And I feel like that may resonate with some people, and that's why I wanted to talk about it today, because I wanted to talk about how I overcome these thoughts and how I'm able to find myself back to the first person that I explained, the one that is showing me grace, the one that knows that I did the best I could, and that is very forward thinking and focuses on next year and how many more things there are to look forward to, and remembers how far I've come rather than how far I have to go. So something I've done to overcome this, and it feels like, honestly, I try talking about this so many times, but it becomes so hard because, like I said, I don't want to sound like I'm not taking my own advice, but that's the beauty of these segments. It's the ability to be able to come here and just be vulnerable and be able to be human and just acknowledge that life isn't linear, and that it's okay to not be okay, and it's okay to not be on point perfectly with everything all the time. And that's just a part of human nature overall. So with that being said, I recorded this so many times, you guys, and I just got so nervous, and then I realized that's why I did this in the first place. So let's get to it. The way that I overcome these thoughts that I do struggle with from time and time again, and like I said, especially at a time like this where I'm reflecting on a lot of things all at once, is I start to really focus on a version of myself in the past that will be really proud of, even if it's one thing that I've accomplished this year. So specifically, the example that I thought of is, if you guys have been around long enough, one of my very first videos was talking about my journey where I went from corporate to content creator. I'll link it down below if you haven't. But essentially, I sometimes get really hard on myself because I feel like being a content creator is so challenging and so many growing pains, and the emotional, physical, financial, spiritual aspect. It can be really challenging, and as much as I feel like sometimes it can be extremely crippling, I remember there was a version of me that knew they were waking up every day doing something that they knew they weren't passionate about, but they were just comfortable and scared of taking a risk, and how much that version of me, that past version of me, prayed hard to be able to take a leap of faith to be doing what I'm doing right here and right now. Sometimes all it takes to silence the noise, silence the judge, is reflecting on a time in your life that maybe you would be super grateful where you're at today, even with the challenges, even with the adversity, even with the things that may make you feel crippled at times. Sometimes those growing pains are a blessing in disguise because they're making you stronger, better, more independent, more excited about waking up every day, even if it's challenging. But what is the point of things not being challenging? Because the things that challenge you are the things that ultimately change you and help you evolve into the version of yourself that you want to become, that you get excited about every single day, waking up and doing whatever that is that version of you wants to do. To wrap up this video, I just wanted to wish you guys a beautiful, fantastic, abundant, healthy, wealthy New Year's ahead of you. Remember to show yourself grace. Remember, as much as sometimes there's so many more things out there that we may want and we feel like we have so far to go, remember to take a moment to look back and realize how far you've come, because sometimes we get so lost in how much we don't have that we forget to be grateful for the things that we do. And sometimes it's just the simple little things. The fact that you woke up today, the fact that you have internet to be able to watch this, maybe on the phone that you own, that you have access to. Sometimes you really do need to go back to the simple little things that are, like, to us so accessible, but to others it's almost impossible to have access to. So count your blessings, y'all. Have a beautiful, beautiful holiday season, and I'll see you guys next year. And thank you guys so much for all your support. I've been so grateful building up this channel, and I can't wait to see what we accomplish next year together. I'll talk to you guys soon. Make sure you don't forget to like, subscribe if you enjoyed this video, and I'll see you guys next time, next year. Bye.